Tops starting to get heavy now.
Oh, look at that, a big moment for Ellery. Almost spills it wide with oversteer, gets into the dirt. Oh, and so too Whincup. They're all getting trapped by the lack of grip. Trouble, big shunt.
Dumbrell and Baird.
This is going to be bad, this is huge. Lost the back off the Craig Baird car. This will be a safety car if, red flag. The race will be stopped. Terrible situation.
Boy, oh boy. They are going everywhere. And Cameron McConville, wrong place, wrong time.
As Baird comes back down the straight and Whincup comes back on, they make contact, I think, from memory. Here's the front shot. That's Ellery out wide.
Watch to the left here, Neil. Dumbrell and Baird are on the far left of your screen.
Here comes Whincup. And he traps Craig Baird, and then Dumbrell down the inside. So they all moved because of Whincup, and then contact down here between Dumbrell and Baird. And then Baird whacks backwards into the wooden fence here, takes out the PA system. That's the horse racing track there on the left of your screen. Back is missing off the WPS car. That'll be close to a write-off. 400 grand, goodbye.
And there is McConville. Came through, narrowly avoided Paul Dumbrell, and crunches the front of the Valvoline Repco Commodore.
To the front end of the field. Oh, there's a car upside down here. There's a car rolled on the way into pit entry. Can't figure out who it is. It's a BOC car. It could be Jones, obviously, or Bow. Upside down, pinned against the tyre barrier. We discussed this off air over the course of the weekend, how quickly cars are coming into the pit lane. The pit lane entry is narrow. Greg.
That is a very, very positive thing to see. They've got his helmet off. And there's Brad Jones.
Brad Jones, he's okay. Brad Jones it is. He's getting out of the car.
Whew. A relief for Team BOC and his brother Kim, and for all of us. It was a nasty looking incident.
Zinger replay might tell more of the story now. Brad's already, now he was in a battle with one of the Valvoline cars at, don't know which one it was, could have been Cam McConville, might have been his nephew Andrew Jones. He ends up in the dirt, out wide, and up against that tyre barrier. Fortunately, the tyres have done some job to arrest the speed of the car.
Now this is the normal level of chaos when the redressing happens, because Fabian gets another 2 spots. He puts him off. They're all in the fence. This is going to be big. Dave Reynolds makes very gentle contact in the end. That was messy. The redress started it. And oh my God, Fabian is on his roof, and this is championship changing stuff.
Not good. Fabian Coulthard upended. That all happened when there was a redress involving other cars, which is not the idea. So this is the driver that came into today's second in the championship. Kiwi Fabian Coulthard upside down. This will trigger another safety car. Third of the day with 13 laps remaining.
And great reaction from the crowd there, and rightfully so.
So he's trying to redress, but there's other cars involved. So Bright goes by, and then as everybody tries to round them up, there's a huge disparity in speed. And so Reynolds makes contact with Coulthard, who just has what would normally be a harmless spin, but it trips over in the gravel and gets caught up on the tyres, and it's flicked that car up onto its roof. Was the fastest, as Roland just pointed out. He sees that on his data as well. Lowndes was 4th fastest. Oh, off the road, and a big incident here for Lowndes. He's in the wall. The race leader in the wall. That looked like a left. Trigger a safety car, and Lowndes, big damage, hard into the wall. Let's listen to this and watch. Here it is again in replay. Check it out. Unbelievable.
This will be the nervous spot round the track, because if there's a concertina, which there is, big trouble in the middle of the pack. Huge contact there. One of the Gary Rogers cars has been turned around, a Team BOC car. Jamie Whincup has got damage. This is what we feared at the hairpin.
And Wilson got crunched as well, and is that Paul Radisich?
John Bow, big damage on the front of his car.
Mark Porter, a lot of smoke coming from his car.
They have to have one little issue. Someone just gets it a little wrong, and all of a sudden all those behind are in trouble. So Luff touches Porter. That's what triggered it all, and then a heap of people had nowhere to go. Bang, bang, bang. Look at that.
And there was Bow into Whincup and Whincup into Canto. None of them had an option. No one had a choice in that.
So there's been some impact somewhere along the way for Dean Canto. You can see Steve Owen ends up pointing the wrong way.
Safety car is about to be deployed. Oh, we've got a car on its roof. It's Paul Morris at turn 7.
This is a very, very nasty accident. The Team BOC car has pulled up alongside to make sure that Paul Morris is okay.
It's Brad Jones, who I think is just going to go over there and make sure that he's okay.
We certainly hope Paul Morris is okay in that one. That's a horrendous sight. The Zinger replay will show contact into the wall, and it flips the Team Cirame car upside down and rolling.
Yeah, fortunately the rollover, now that I've seen it, wasn't as bad as otherwise might have imagined. So side by side, the reason was Brad's car tripped over the curb, and they did both back in there.
Oh dear.
Nasty incident.
265 kilometres an hour, flat out in 6th gear, hard on the brakes for Holden Hairpin.
Larry Perkins makes an inside move up into the Holden Hairpin. Lowndes has been turned around, and it was Seaton involved in that. The two shell cars collide. Wow.
Oh dear me, no. I don't know what happened there. It just looks like there was either a brake failure or a brain failure or something. It's very, very quick into that, Neil, wasn't it?
This is on board with Lowndes, turn 5 the hairpin. All of a sudden, that launches him into Kelly. Well, look at this chaos break out behind. There's Seaton. That's all the damage. Seaton got hit up
Whole time. Big trouble for Coulthard at the final corner. Now, remembering last year, he was upside down. This will trigger a safety car. Huge damage for Fabian Coulthard. They can at least afford that at Shell V-Power Racing, having repaired a car yesterday as well. Here's what happened. Look for Stanaway into the back of Holdsworth. Here comes the contact, bang. That fires Holdsworth into Coulthard. They're already on tippy toes at that part of the racetrack, so they're grip limited at the best of times, and that fires the Shell V-Power Racing car heavily into the wall. Here it is again. Bang, bang, and off. You got a feel for Fabian Coulthard twice in 2 years.
Whether Craig Baird is having some difficulty seeing out of that front windshield, but they've thrown a heap of suds at that front window, Neil.
Mark Noske in the dirt, Greg.
This is a replay of him going off.
He's
actually
well.
walloped the wall.
Gee,
big
that's
time.
big.
That'll give that thing a fair old wheel alignment. Fortunately, it's gone right up into the sand trap and well off the road. Gee, they seem to be holding there for a long, long time. Someone stalled. One of the toll cars, I think, was left back there.
Rick Kelly, look at Ingle, goes attacks on the inside. Poleman will lead them through. Scaife tucks into second. And there is Murphy's car. It is crunched. What a shame for Murph.
Cars scattering every which way now. Look down the order, it'll see what happens to Greg. He's already gone around here. We don't know why. That's
his teammate.
Both the super cheap cars there. That's a lot of damage on the front of Greg's car. On the extreme left was Jason Richards, who squeezed Paul Dumbrell a little, and they just glanced then off Greg Murphy. Here's another angle from Stevie Johnson's car. See Rick Kelly's car stationary on the grid. That's what triggered some of the chaos and split the pack, and that was the reason why Greg makes that violent impact there on the right-hand side. Took the front off the car.
There has been severe damage to the Armco, and as a result of that, the race has been red flagged. Take a look at this impact.
Yeah, we just see the aftermath where John hits the wall very heavily on the outside. I heard the car go by our commentary point, and I saw all the spectators jump to their feet. It sounded strange as it went by, whether or not the track conditions were greasy at that moment and he couldn't pull the car up, whether it had a jammed throttle or some other issue as a result of the incident.
that he was involved in at turn 5 on the opening lap, we obviously don't know.
Will Davison, a good strong start. Percat, problem here for David Wall. That's huge damage, left rear corner of the Dick Johnson racing car. And
copy that.
That's the change of direction from the left to right.
Was our driving standards observer, Jason Bargwanna. And look at that, my goodness. So I think that was Mostert.
Yep.
Mostert having a battle there with Wall. And when it gets that willing through those last 3 corners and you make that level of contact, there's no recovery. Check out the replay again. We'll have a look at this. David Wall's okay, which is great news. So I think Chaz actually launched off the curb, and the fact that it vaulted over the top of the curb gave him the hip and shoulder into David Wall's car, and that's heavily damaged, and that's going to be a big challenge to get that car square for the weekend.